Hello everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to another installment of Grand Turismo 2. We've just done episode 3, this is now episode 4, and I must confess, granted, we're doing the starter car and everything, we're doing the builds. Let me just say, I confess to all of you gamers that would like to know more about cars, but you don't spend a whole lot of time looking up car content. Well, I blended your two favorite things together. You like looking at cars and you want to learn about cars. You don't look it up, but you look up video game stuff. Well, now we've bridged the gap where you get the best of both worlds. So in some of all of this, I plan to teach you guys a little bit about cars while playing a video game for you. How's that work out for you? Alright, and in the last episode we did make some upgrades. Hopefully those upgrades translate very well to our little Nissan, and we are now getting into where it's going to start getting a little bit tougher. Now, you can backtrack and replay some of these races, no question about that, but we want to try to go forward because game completion, if you will. So that's kind of where we're at on this point of the game. So let's keep on keeping on. Here real quick, we've already completed all of those. Now we're on to trying to finish the Clubman, and then we got to hit the front wheel drive. I think we'll be able to do, no, we won't be able to do those. Those are going to require certain ones. We might be able to get away with the compacts, because I know we've got the light. We don't have nothing that small. And then, of course, we'll definitely have to have some other vehicles by then. But we'll see what we can do. We should do all right, though. So far, so good. I think we've only come in 4th place once. The rest of them, we've been first place. First place. With some dirty driving. Hey, winning's winning at this point, okay? Our car's kind of needs a little bit of help. Now, eventually we will be getting a different car, and I know which one we're going to get, but we'll get to that soon enough. Go, baby, go. Alright, we've got the throttle down. Oh, yeah, she pulls a little bit better. Not enough yet, but we'll get them. Still running that stock clutch, and it's showing. Alright. Oh, we knew that was going to be a pile up. I think this is where we're going to start hitting that tough spot, where we're really going to have to make sure we beef this thing up a little bit. There we go. Yep, I was afraid of that. We're going to have to really get some work done to this car. I know where we're going to be next. Yep, I was afraid of that. Oh, come on, baby. In real life, that would have been a hell of an accident. Come on. Come on. Lost a lot of momentum going into that corner that way. Came in sideways, so those of you who like drifting, that's unless you do it right, it's not worth it. You gotta be really skilled at it. If we could just squeeze out of second place, we're gonna be good. We might get lucky. Nope. Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to be a suck fest. Oh, man, these guys are a little bit faster than me. We're going to have to just salvage it. Damn. Unlucky, as my buddy would say. Nearly a full second behind him. I was afraid that was going to happen soon. But we'll pull out what we can get out of there, and then we'll, go fix it, go do what we can with what we got. Okay, well, it's not a complete loss. Okay. Now comes the big hot rodding question. Okay. Now we've got a little bit. We can get some modifications to the car. It's just not what we were gunning for. Is it going to be enough for what we need? Who knows? We can hope. We could just kind of hope for the best on this one. Or we could save our game credits and save up for what we really want. So it's one of those catch-22s. We're back to that infamous, if I do this, is this going to help? Is it going to make a difference? So we're down to those questions. Okay. Now, obviously, we know we've got to do something about that clutch. Even doing this much, I'd say, it's still something. This would definitely be fine if you were doing like an entry level build. Which, by the way, by the time you get up here, yeah, you definitely racing. So for where we're at right now, I believe this would be the best bang for our buck right now. And then we've still got quite a few. Well, we've got some energy credit. Well, game credits left that we can at least do a little something else. So we had to. In this particular case, I feel it's the best option for our situation. So, it sucks. Sometimes you run into that. We're just going to go right here. We're going to go to the Grand Turismo League. Now, this obviously is all the different nations. We're going to race in the different countries and things like that. For my friends over in the UK, we will definitely make sure to get those races in for you. But let's go to Japan first. That's where this dang car is from. Let's go there first. Midfield. Maybe we might be able to do all right here. And again, for copyright purposes, I had to turn the music off. So, because the game plays mainstream music, so, video game music, it's got some, but, it's mostly mainstream at this point. Okay, well, we stand a better chance here. Maybe we should have came here last race. Now remember, we've got to try to drive, There we go. There we go. This is more what I'm used to in this game, where I just get out in front of the pack and forget it. We're gone. There we go. Oh, I can tell she's got problems still. Now we're going to have to do something about the steering. She's getting more performance under the hood. We've got to do something about that suspension. We'll get to all that soon enough. There we go. Now we're boogieing. There we go. Come on, baby. Hard to believe that this was state-of-the-art, like almost about 25 years ago. Hard to believe it. Man, oh man. All right. Getting a good lead on them now. we go. Ram that gear. Much better out of that corner. Much, much better. Again, I'm still having to kind of get used to this, playing this game off of a keyboard. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh yeah, we've got a commanding lead. Commanding lead. Go, little car. There we go. Hot dang. We'll take it. There we go. Much, much better. Some of y'all might actually have had some of these vehicles that have been on the track. There we go. We'll take it. All right, another race down. So we picked up a little bit more game credits, and now we can see if there's anything else we could do to this car to make it run a little bit better. We've now got, we have more done to it, but bear in mind there is a balance on this, okay? As we increase the performance, we got to lower the weight, as we, lower the weight and everything. We have to make sure that, all right, we'll break it down here. Many of you are probably asking, well, why, if you need to go faster, why aren't you just automatically hitting the engine? Well, yeah, you could do that, okay? But if your drivetrain isn't doing well, it's not going to put that power to the pavement efficiently enough. So the power that we've got here will work, it's just not getting to the pavement well enough. So that's why we focused here. And then once you get past that, then it's still got to transfer through, it's got to transfer all the way down to the tires, which means that it has to go through the suspension in some way, shape, or form, down to the tires. No matter how you slice it, everything before here is going to be more important than just dumping it here. So if you're, gearheads like myself, we already understand that. But if you're in the gaming world, and again, you wanted to learn more about cars, and a lot of times you play these games, and maybe you've been scratching your head. Now you know, okay. Again, is there anything wrong with the way we're doing it? Not at all. Not at all. Because remember, no matter how much you try, no matter what you do, you can dump all the performance under the hood all day long, but until it can get through the drivetrain, and in some way, shape, or form, it's got to translate through the suspension down to the tires. No matter how you slice it, if those things beforehand aren't there, the performance is not going to be there. So you got to look at it in that sense, okay? So this is the professional suspension kit, which we do not have enough for. We could just go ahead and get the next step. Well, we could get that sports system, but we'll go ahead and hold off on it. But we're definitely going to need to upgrade our suspension in a big hurry, because as we're doing more to the drivetrain, we're going to definitely need to, our suspension's definitely going to suffer from it. We might have enough now to get that triple plate clutch. Yeah, we got enough now. And while we're also on the subject of making improvements to this little Nissan, we should also talk about the fact that one of the first things I also did was I also put on, improved brakes. Now, eventually, we're definitely going to need a brake balance controller, but this gets us, I guess you could say this, as we're increasing the performance, before we even begin increasing the performance, that should be one of the first things you do to any car, because if you're going to be making it faster, you want it to be able to stop. You want to be able to tell the story of how, what you did, instead of everybody else talking about what you did and how you're not here to tell them about it. So, there we have it. We've got yet another episode to the books, all right? And while still teaching you about the world of cars to us gearheads, whether we're on the drag strip, on some back street where hopefully the cops won't catch us, on some track, whether it's a dirt track, the SCCA, wherever, okay? This is the world as we know it, okay? So again, towards the tail end of episodes, I like to squeeze in, a little bit of back history, some story time, and let me tell you, when it seems like just about every time, every time my other half is pregnant, I go to play this game, and quite a few times they've went into labor while I've been playing this game. It's like, well, time to stop playing, That happened with the first one. Well, ironically enough, it kind of happened with my second daughter. The night before, I went ahead and just popped this game in and started playing. Okay, it just felt like a little nostalgia. And by that time, we were already into, by that time, I believe, we were already into the PlayStation 2 and Grand Turismo 4. If I remember correctly, it was right around that time. And but I felt like playing this game, just this one in particular. So popped it in, started playing, and my then better half started feeling kind of unusual, I guess you could say, whatever, like she could go into labor at any time. That morning, I had to go to work. Sure enough, I get a phone call while I'm at work. I got to leave and go to the hospital and become a dad for the second time. So this seems to be a theme with this game. So now, this is now the second story that I've told you where my other half was pregnant, and as I'm playing this game, she goes into labor. True story. Okay, so there you have that little bit of history. Again, I've played this particular version of Gran Turismo off and on since it pretty much came out. And here we are again, all the way in the year 2024, going into 2025 as I'm making this video, and I'm still playing it. I guess they did something right. Alright, get on over to Teespring. We've got merchandise of all sizes and shapes, and anything that you purchase, all the proceeds go right back into the project cars. And regardless, we'll still be building the cars for real, not on a video game, but we'll be building them for real. It's just that as you purchase the merchandise and we get the proceeds from the merchandise, we can do it a little bit faster. Okay, one way or the other is going to happen. And get on over to Patreon, $1 a month. And again, the proceeds go right back into building the project cars, and it grants you access to Cinema's Discord. Please be 18 or older. Don't be stealing your dang mother's credit card to be trying to get access to something you shouldn't have access to anyways. So we'll leave it at that, all right? Now, pretty well covers that. All right, so we're now at the stage where I get to say to all of you, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is, just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for every last one of you out there, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.